Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have another reading vlog and we are going to be doing the iconic reading for 24 hours. Now, a little disclaimer, because I know the format of these videos are very controversial. I know the traditional format of this video is truly staying up for 24 hours, no sleep, and reading through that whole time, but unfortunately I do have a life, so I cannot do that. So I will simply have a timer set for 24 hours and I will pause it whenever I'm not reading. So this video will span over a couple of days, but considering I post on Tuesdays and stuff, I am definitely going to be reading as much as I can and try not to pause the timer a lot. But yeah, so that's the format of this video. Sorry if that bothers you, but you know, I gotta put myself and my mental health first. So yeah, I will have the timer on my iPad, but I think it's best we talk about our first book we'll be reading in this vlog, and that is First Light Wins by Ashley Elston. I am about 40% through with it. I'm also reading it on my Kindle as well. Essentially, this book is about this girl. She's essentially like a sleeper agent. Like, that's not what they call her, but that's how I'm interpreting it as. And she's like on a mission assignment right now. We're just kind of following her through that, and we are also kind of seeing the main character's backstory and kind of what led her to this moment in her past. This obviously is a thriller, so it's very fast paced, and literally look at the font, you guys. It's literally so big, and the way this author writes, it just flows so well. So it's a very easy read. It is currently 12:08 right now, and I do have plans later in the evening, and then I have to record a podcast at 3 o'clock, and then I just have some other like editing stuff I need to do. So now is like the perfect time for me to get some hours in. So I'm gonna get into bed, start the timer, and read as much as I can. Switch into my Kindle. Hello you guys, so I'm gonna give a little update while I get ready. I'm not gonna do much, but I'm about to go out to see some friends. We're gonna have a little dinner or whatnot, so I thought why not, while I'm getting ready, do a little update for you guys. I have knocked off about 2 hours off the timer, and if you guys notice, I did accidentally do 23 hours, so whenever my current timer runs out, I will have to tack on another hour, so it's the actual full 24 hours. But nonetheless, I do have 2 hours knocked off, and let's just say First Light Wins just took a twist that I did not think it was going to take, so that's like really exciting. Now I'm like, wait, now I like really need to know where this book is going to go. Honestly, my skin is going through it right now because of hormonal acne. I'm about to start my period soon, so I don't want to put like that much stuff on my face because my face is already breaking out and it's not a good time over here. But yeah, the book is taking a twist which is very interesting, and I'm just like, I feel like this book is going a completely different direction than I thought, but like in a totally good way. And I'm like, wait, I cannot wait to come home and like see what else happens. But yeah, I'm about 69% through, so like pretty close to the end. The way you can just breeze through that book is honestly kind of insane. So if you're in need of like a quick, enticing read that's gonna keep you on your toes, First Light Wins is a good one. But yeah, I will probably read a bit tonight when I get back. Hello, it is day 2 of the challenge. Sorry if you guys hear the lawnmower. Day 2 update. I did not read last night when I got back because it's literally so late. I literally got back at like midnight or like close to midnight, so I was just so tired and I went to bed. And then this morning I just was having a lazy morning on my phone, but we're about to go out. Obviously that's why I'm dressed up, so I'm gonna try to get some reading time knocked out in the car, and then for sure I'm gonna read later tonight. But what you guys need to know now is that I'm about to put some reading hours in the car. But in terms of book updates, I don't have any since the last time I've talked because I haven't read since I talked, but I'm excited to read more. Hello, I'm using my Hatch for lighting. It is obviously late, it's 11:44. I didn't get a lot read in the car today, but I'm still feeling a little awake right now, so I'm just gonna read until I fall asleep, and I for sure will make sure to pause the timer before I actually fall asleep. But yeah, hopefully we can get some time knocked off. Hello you guys, it is day 3 of this challenge and I have a bit of a book update. I didn't book anything from day 2, which was yesterday, because I just didn't pick up my camera, but I do have some major updates. So I did finish First Lie Wins. Let me go grab her real quick. I did finish First Lie Wins yesterday morning. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. At the end of this video, I will reveal what all my rankings and thoughts are on all the books I read in this video, but just know that I really like this book. So I finished that, and then in the evening before I went to bed, I picked out a new read, and the next read for this video is going to be The Perks of Being a Wallflower. One, I picked it because it is a shorter read, and then I've wanted to read this book for a while, and there's this YouTuber that I really love, and she was talking about how like this is one of her like all-time favorite books. So I started this last night. I didn't get that far in. I got 14 pages in. I have seen the movie a couple years ago. It was like during like COVID times, and I really liked the movie. I remember crying, so that was a part of the reason why I bought this book in the first place. But I really like it because of the way it's written. Charlie, the main character, he's writing letters, so we're really just seeing like how he thinks, what goes on in his mind, and just see what he picks up on the world around him. I'm really enjoying it. I was a little like, oof, like am I really gonna enjoy this, because it is set in high school, but I think with the way it's written, and since it is like a coming of age story, it being set in high school isn't that big of a factor for me, because I don't know, I just think there's like a lot of relatable parts in this book that you can pick up on even if you aren't in high school. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far though, even though I'm literally only 14 pages in. But I would definitely read more of this today. I wanted to give a quick update. I need to work on one assignment, and then I'm going to take a reading break. So I will see you guys in like 0.5 seconds when I set some time aside to read. Timer update, 18 hours and 4 minutes. I was able to get a good chunk of the timer cleared yesterday, so I'm very happy about that. Let's just keep on reading. Hello you guys, we're going to do a little update. Day 5, I believe. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, day 5. This is the time on the timer. We got some time knocked off. I just sat here and read for 2 hours. I'm almost 50% through the book, and I can just tell like the tone is shifting a lot. I feel like obviously this book does somewhat have kind of a sad tone to it, but I feel like the past couple letters I've read, it really has just ramped up on like getting a bit darker and dealing with more heavier themes. Like I feel like up until now it was kind of more like the typical kind of growing pains of like growing up, being a teenager back then, but now I feel like we're really like getting into some things, some family dynamic, mental health, stuff like that, and I literally like started tearing up. at one part. I was like, bruh, I just feel for Charlie so much. But yeah, that's my update for now. I'm about 40% through the book already. The book is split up into parts, so I'm almost towards the end of part 2 and there's 4 parts, but I'm for sure gonna read some more tonight. I actually have class in about 30 minutes, so I need to get ready for that, and then I don't know what I'll do for the rest of the day. I don't know if I'm gonna read, keep reading, or do some more things, but that is my update for now. Hello guys, I have to confess, it has been actual days since the last clip you guys saw from me. Like, I have finished a book and started a new book within that time. Truthfully, I had to put a pause on filming this video in real time because school it just got a lot, but I am not scrapping this vlog because I'm reading good books, and I have been reading during the times I haven't been recording. Like, I have an update on the timer for you guys, but I just feel like I have to acknowledge that, even though for you guys it is literally nothing. Like, you're still getting a 24-hour video, but I feel like I personally have to address the time jump that is happening while filming the video. So a little book update. I did finish The Perks of Being a Wallflower. I will have all my ratings and thoughts on the books at the end of this video, but for now I would just say that I absolutely love this book and I'm so glad I finally read it, and is this is a book that will stick with me. And then since this was kind of honestly a heavier book, I decided to pick up The Naturals, and I'm going to read this entire series next. Obviously not in this video, but like, that is my reading plan and I am absolutely loving it. I'm about 30% through, I believe. I've been mostly reading it on my Kindle, so this is like not really where I'm at, but essentially this book is very Criminal Mind-esque, and the FBI is basically creating these group of naturals, and they are teenagers who have just these special gifts, and the main character recently got recruited into this group, and we're seeing her experience in it. And a little bit of it is also reminding me of House of Anubis, which that was my show when I was younger. So not in terms of plot, but just like the fact that there's these teens, a couple of them live in this house, and you know, they're doing their thing. But yeah, I'm pretty like early in ish, but I'm absolutely enjoying it. And I will say it is a YA book, but I'm low-key surprised at how kind of like dark this book is for like a YA mystery book. But I'm really enjoying it, honestly. Low-key though, I feel like if this was a like new adult book, I mean, it would just turn things up a notch. But you know what, I'm not gonna be that person. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying it, but I'm like, I need to finish this reading vlog for my sake and your guys' sake, because I'm like, the girls want to see a reading vlog. But it is currently Friday and I'm hoping to finish this reading vlog by Sunday or Monday. So yeah, so let me grab my iPad real quick and I'll give you guys an update on like the timer. Focus on me. Focus on me. Okay, my camera is in the process of focusing, but like I've said, I have been reading. I just haven't been recording because like I said, life really got me. But I have 8 hours and 52 minutes left on the timer, so we're pushing through. So I'm going to do a quick workout, shower, get into bed, and then we're gonna try to have a good nighttime reading sesh. So let's get into it. Hello vlog. So I'm actually getting ready to leave in a couple of minutes, but I want to give you guys a little vlog update. I read a little bit last night and this morning, so I'm a little further into this challenge. And this book, I will say, is like, I don't know, it's just the tone of the book is just so different than like I expected going into it, and that's not like a bad thing at all. I'm just like, wow. And it seems like there might be a little bit of a love triangle aspect in this potentially. I don't know, I'm still really early, so I fully can't say, but there are some things that happen. I'm like, wait, I love this. We get the mystery element with it obviously being about chasing serial killers, and then there's also a little bit of romance. I'm eating it up. I am about 7 hours into the challenge now, so I think when I get back from shooting content today, I'm going to like lock in and read for like a good like 2.5 hours to really get some hours. Naturals is really good, and I'm really glad I went with that book to read after the Wallflowers. Perks of being a Wallflowers, because it's just a complete 180, and I'm like, oof. But like I did say in my last clip, it is like a bit darker, like, so part of me is sometimes like, is this really like the best to be reading right now though? Because I feel like parts of it are like still surprisingly heavy. Yeah, those are my thoughts. Thankfully my content day is at like 2:30, and we don't have much to shoot, I believe, compared to last time, so it should only be like an hour and a half. But yeah, but it's like a really chill environment. But I wanted to give y'all a little update, and I thought, why not like get a little bit ready while talking to you guys about it. But I'm excited to come home and read. It's how you know you're reading a good book, when like you're just excited to like get back home and read it before you even left the house. But yeah, I'm done, so I'll see you guys very soon. There she is, Gap to Smile. If you guys know that song, you're a real one. You guys, it is 6:42. I've been back for a little bit, but now I'm gonna sit back, relax, and read. Let's do a quick time check on my iPad. Got 7 hours and 59 minutes, so I'm gonna try to sit here for at least 2.5 hours and get some reading done. I just wanted to give a little reading update. I've been reading for like the past like hour and a half, and I think I'm gonna stop now, but I'm ending off on chapter 22. Oops, did not mean for that to move, but I'm leaving off on chapter 22, and I'm like 51% through about that now. And wow, the information we just learned the past couple of chapters, I'm kind of shook. I truly was not expecting the story to go that way. And then there's just like a certain person that I'm like, what is gonna be your significance to the rest of the story? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna read a little bit later tonight, so you guys will probably get my next bits of reading updates tomorrow, but let's see how much we have left on the clock. Okay, you guys, we're doing good on time. We have 6 hours and 39 minutes, so we're doing good. We're putting in those hours. Hello, it's super late, as you can tell by me being in my PJs and just the lighting, but from the last clips you saw, I actually got a good amount of reading done. I'm now 71% through the naturals. That's not gonna focus. And our timer, we have 4 hours and 42 minutes left, so got some good reading in the car ride and at my grandparents' house, so I'm very happy about that. I'm hoping to read some more before bed. I have some stuff I need to do, like we got home late, so like I need to eat dinner that's currently cooking, and then I have a little bit of school stuff, and then I'm gonna like shower and get into bed, and then it's gonna be full reading time, and hopefully I can get like another hour knocked off, so then that could mean like reading for 3 hours tomorrow. Technically it would need to be 4, but we'll get to that when this timer ends. Essentially I just need to do 1 more hour after this timer ends, because I forgot to add that hour to this timer when I first did it. But yeah, so even though it's 4, it's technically 5, but 4 more hours of this timer. But yeah, I'm feeling hopeful that we can finish this challenge very soon, and low-key I might end up finishing the naturals before this timer is over. So like if we could hit like 4 books being in this video, that will actually kind of be iconic. But yeah, that's a little update. Hello, so I'm hoping this is the last day of this vlog, or second to last, hopefully, because we are just so close to the end. But it is Monday. I've had a long day of school and just working on stuff, but I have some time to spare, about 2 hours or so, to read. So we're gonna sit down and read. One thing, wait, this looks like a product placement, I swear it isn't, but one thing about mysteries is it's kind of hard to read these books and reading vlogs, because obviously all my reading vlogs are spoiler free, so it's hard to like talk about what's happening without spoiling anything, because I mean, like, duh, if I talk about the plot, it's just gonna give so much away, especially where I'm at. But all I have to say is the way everything is going down is insane, and this book is so fast paced with its writing and all the events that happen, which I very much appreciate. But I'm just like, I just don't like I'm like, where is this book going to end up? I mean, I have guessed some plot twist a bit, but I'm just like, truly what can happen? I'm curious though if this story that's happening right now, the main mystery, is going to solve itself within the next couple of chapters, because I'm on chapter 32, about to start chapter 32, and there's 38 chapters, so I can see them wrapping the story up. But then I'm like, so what is book 2 gonna be about? That's where my thoughts are. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading more off camera, and I'll give you guys a little update later. I apologize if you guys hear the Zoom call going on in the background, but I'm on chapter 35, and all I have to say is the words that I just read, if you know, you know. I am shook. I had no idea this book was going this way. I'm hoping it's all a misunderstanding. I need to finish reading this chapter, and oh my gosh, time check, by the way, 3 hours.
Something that's going to give you a positive return, that's going to help your money grow to something. So the one big number we like to share, so this is as a financial review. We looked at the stock market, why invest now, maybe sitting inside your Fidelity account, and then finally we're going to look at some action. So let's go back and let's see where you're sitting, your money is sitting.
What? Oh my gosh, this is not the time to interact. You guys, I genuinely can't believe it, but I have finished The Naturals. Wow, that ending was so good. Current time check, we have 2 hours and 2 minutes left on this first timer, and I just need to go into the second book immediately. It is 8:26, and I have some school stuff I need to do, just like one more thing, and then I'm gonna start the next book, Killer Instinct, before going to bed. And hopefully I can go to bed at a good time, so I can get like hopefully a good hour of reading in before bed. But like, wow, I love how like towards the end of this challenge, like the books are really just like ramping up, you guys, like so good. Like, I truly am speechless about this book that I just read. All I'll say as of now is that if this book or this whole series, well, it might be too early to speak about the whole series, but if The Naturals is on your TBR and it's on your radar, move it up on your radar, read it as soon as possible, because wow. And I feel like typically if you see the words YA, you might think like, oh, it's gonna read a certain way, but trust me, even though it is YA, it's still very like shocking, and it really does take you on a journey. And the subplot of romance also has me squealing as well. I'm like, oh my gosh. All I'm gonna say is I am team M. That is my team. Hopefully that's not too much. I mean, nothing has been decided or declared at the end of this book, but that's my team. And now I'm just really shook, and now I'm like excited to see like where the love triangle is gonna play out in these next couple of books. And like, okay, are we gonna have like another case, because like everything ended up wrapping up at the end of this book, so I assume the next book is just going to be another case. And I wonder if it's going to be as crazy as this one, or yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious on how Jennifer Lynn Barnes is going to kind of keep this momentum going with how good the first book was. But yeah, so I will record again when I'm starting the second book. Hello vlog, we are sitting on my couch and I have some time today to finish up this reading vlog. So we had to do a bit of admin because I accidentally slept through the timer and like didn't pause it last night, but I know I had an hour left, and if you guys remember, I still needed to add an extra hour at the end of the timer anyways. So we're gonna set a new timer for 2 hours so we can ensure that we make up for the hour that I slept through last night, and that we get the extra hour that was meant to be added on in the beginning, and then we will be done with this reading vlog. I started Killer Instinct last night, the second book in the Natural series. It's basically, I wouldn't say it picks up right off where the last one left off on, if that makes sense. Like, there's definitely a time gap, and definitely already a couple chapters in, things have been interesting. I'm trying to figure out what to say that's like not a spoiler, but essentially the story wrapped up in the last book. I'm pretty sure I said that. So this is going to be like a new story, which I'll be interested to see how they describe it. I won't say exactly the exact story because it will be like a spoiler for something that you find out in the first book. But yeah, I'm curious on how this one will play out compared to the storyline that played out in this one. But yeah, so this is my current read. We're gonna start this 2-hour timer and get this reading vlog done. I'm not too far into Killer Instincts. Let me look on my iPad or my Kindle real quick. I started it last night on my iPad. So I'm like looking towards my window because I could see there's like two teenage boys. I think they're trying to like probably sell something like fundraiser and stuff. I'm just like, please don't come here. But it brings back memories too when I was that age and I did that a little bit. Okay, so I left off on chapter 4, so very early in, but still very much enjoying it. I just love these, like, the characters, the naturals who are part of this program. They just have such unique, distinct personalities, and the love triangle is going strong, so I'm ecstatic. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and read for the next 2 hours. Hello guys, this is the end of the vlog, but of course we cannot finish this vlog off without me giving my final ratings and reviews over the books that I read. I would say this is probably the most successful 24-hour reading challenge that I have ever done. So I got through 3 full books and started a 4th one. So now we're gonna just do a little recap of my thoughts on each books and the ratings. I'm gonna pull up my Goodreads, which if you ever want to keep up with my reading in real time, my Goodreads is always linked down below. So the first book I read in this video was First Lie Wins by Ashley Elston. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was a really good, solid thriller. I haven't read a thriller with this plot before, so it just really like upped the stakes of like the mystery and the plot and everything. I was hooked from the beginning, and overall, like, it truly just was a solid thriller. If someone were to ask me for a good thriller recommendation, I would recommend this one, and I definitely would love to read more from this author. And then next I read The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stefan, don't know how to say his last name. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars just because I just didn't have that 5-star feeling, but like this book genuinely is probably one of the greatest books I've ever read. Like, and people might think that's crazy, why don't you rate it a 5 stars? Because I don't want to, okay? But I watched this movie a couple of years ago and I absolutely loved it. I love Logan Lerman. I wanted to read the book. There's a YouTuber that I love, Ava Malosh, and she talks about how this is like one of her all-time favorite books. She always recommends it to people, so I decided to bump it up my TBR and read it for this video. And overall, this book was just so gut-wrenchingly sad and devastating at moments, and it just really puts you through the ringer emotionally. But I just love how, since this story is told through letters, you really get to see the way our main character feels, sees the world, moves about the world, and I thought it was like a very unique way to write a novel through that lens. And even though it was so sad, I definitely do think there was weirdly a hint of optimism at some parts of the book, which I enjoyed. I mean, that makes sense because it is like a coming of age story, and I just think Charlie as a main character, no matter how similar or different you are to him, I think everyone can find a little bit of themselves in them or in him. And not gonna lie, going into this book, like, I knew it was set in high school. Like, obviously I watched the movie, so I knew that, but I just didn't know, since I've been removed from high school since about 5 years at this point, I didn't know how like I would view this differently, because I watched this movie like a year post high school. So, you know, I was still very in my angsty teenage era a bit, but even being so removed from that era of my life, like, I could just still like relate to Charlie and see myself in little bits of him, even though me and him are like so different in some ways. But like I said, I think everyone could probably see a little bit of themselves in him. And then I'm gonna be real, honestly, I didn't know what my next book would be after that story, but it was so sad, so I feel like I needed a little bit of a pick-me-up. So I started the Natural series, which I wouldn't necessarily say this is a greatest pick-me-up, because even though it is like a YA mystery book, I'm like low-key surprised on how like dark the writing is and how like graphic they get with some of the things. But like, that's like a good surprise because I just was not expecting it to go there. But essentially, this book follows Cassie, and she gets recently put into this FBI program where a bunch of like teenagers have these insane like details that the FBI kind of wants to learn from and like kind of recruit them to solve cold cases. And you're called like a natural, so she's a natural profiler, and then there's like other people in the group who have their own skills. Like, one girl is good at statistics, one girl is good at like deception and stuff like that. And so it's really cool. I would say this book for me is a mix between Criminal Minds and like House of Anubis just because it almost feels like boarding school-esque. I mean, obviously they're like not going to school for real, but I don't know, it still gives me House of Anubis vibes, just because like they're all in the same house and stuff like that. But honestly, I was not expecting this book to go the way it went, and it was a very good surprise. It had me hooked from the beginning. The writing is very fast-paced. This book is definitely one of those books where with her writing, she gives you enough in the beginning to like kind of make you think that like, oh, you're so smart for guessing where it was going, but then like at the end she just completely surprises you, which I enjoy. And I feel like that's the perfect way to like really keep someone hooked in a mystery book like this. And so yeah, I'm so glad I finally started this series. As you can see, I have the other 2 books on my TBR. Oh, and I forgot to say earlier, but this book is obviously written by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. And then at the end of this video, I started the second book in this series because I just had to. I'm not very far in, only 19%, but absolutely loving it. And this book kind of picks up a couple of weeks after the events that happened in the first book, and we're seeing a new case that is going to kind of start taking over these group of kids. And I'm just excited. There's some tea that's already been spilled in the first 20% of this book, so I'm super excited to keep reading and finish the rest of this series. So as you can see, this was a very successful reading vlog. Very happy with all the books we've got to. Let me know your thoughts down below on any of these books. Let's keep it spoiler free for everyone. If you do happen to have a spoiler, obviously put a warning. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching me attempt this 24-hour reading challenge. I know it may be different from other people's reading for 24-hour videos, but hey, that's just the way we're gonna do it over here. So I hope, even though the format may look different than others, I hope you still enjoyed me reading and talking about books. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.